Hey guys, I don't ever like to get political or tell people what they should or shouldn't do and how they want to vote on things. But the only reason why I would like to use my platform to discuss this issue is because I feel like a lot of people are not very educated on this topic. Vote no on five, the question five. I believe also that it's worded in a way where it's misleading the general public who are not in the restaurant industry. It comes off as it's helping servers by giving them more money per hour, but in reality, it is completely screwing up everybody's way to make money in this industry. Guaranteed, also, the people that have decided to create this bill have never ever one day in their life worked in the food industry. They have no idea what they're even speaking on. And that is the biggest pet peeve of mine. Do not speak on what you do not know. So I have no idea where anyone has the audacity to tell another human being how they should be getting paid at a job that has no relevance to their lives. It's just bizarre to me. Bizarre that anyone would even allow this bill to be created in the first place. So everybody that's in politics has zero idea about the food industry, and it's really sad. I know that a lot of people don't understand it, and I'm gonna try to explain it in a way that I hope makes sense to people. I know that I can't fully educate everybody, and who's to say that I'm a credited source? I have been working in this industry for 16 years of my life. I do have a college degree. Could I use that college degree in a real job or a 9 to 5 job? Absolutely. But I choose to stay in this industry because I make more money doing this type of work, which is server or bartender for the restaurant industry. Now, let me also let you know that this is how it's always been for decades and decades and decades, that the hourly wage is basically zero because our paychecks are zero. I think right now it's $6.75. I couldn't even tell you. I think when I first started 16 years ago, it was like $3.50. And what that does is essentially, I'm a contractor. It's like I'm a private contractor. I go into a restaurant and I'm making the money for myself because they are not paying me hourly. What I work for is what I get tipped. And so I build relationships with people that come and see me or have a great experience with me. And because of that, they choose how they would like to compensate my efforts and my time. Obviously, if you're great at your job, you get tipped better. That's just how it goes. I also want everyone to know that in this industry, we do not get paid time off. We do not get health care or any benefits. We pay taxes on the money that we earn. We also tip out back of house, which is the food runners, the bussers, and the bartenders. So 20% of our tips goes to other staff members. And it's just the beauty of the beast of this industry. And everyone knows and everyone is fine with it because that's just the name of the game. Yes, it's a gamble. Yes, it's a risky business. You don't know how busy you're going to be on any given day. You don't know what is going to happen, who's going to walk through those doors. You don't know if you're not going to get tipped at all because, yes, it is to the discretion of the customer. Some people say, oh, why don't you just add 20%? Some restaurants can do what they want with that. Also, it's super complex because other restaurants handle things very differently. In some restaurants, you can get your tips in cash at the end of the night. In some other restaurants, you can get paid weekly or bi-weekly with a check where they will then take out taxes in that. So it honestly all depends on the type of restaurant that you work in. But for the most part, you do not pool tips. You work for yourself and you keep that money. Well, almost all of it. Like I said, you always have to tip out the people that are helping you along the way. I just want to clear this up because voting no on five means it stays the way that it is, which is great. I'm not sure who decided to stick their nose where it didn't belong and create this new law that they're trying to pass because it literally does nothing. It doesn't benefit anyone. It actually increases the restaurant's overhead, and it really screws up the servers and bartenders' money. The real point here is, why are you trying to change something that isn't broken? Why are you trying to tell people how to run their businesses after they've been doing this for decades? Ultimately, this will put a lot of places out of business and a lot of staff without jobs. Because to be honest, if this passes, I guarantee you half, if not all, of the staff members at these bars and restaurants will quit. They will find something else to do, work from home, go to college. If they have gone to college, use that degree that they got. It's just really sad and unfortunate. And again, it's misleading to the people who don't understand and are not in the food industry. This is not, I repeat, not benefiting the servers. It's actually hurting the servers. If this bill passes, the food and the drinks will go up astronomically. The wait staff will be cut in half. The service that you expect to get will no longer exist. I'm telling you. I promise you. Might as well add robots to everything. Nobody is going to want to put in that effort to work towards anything. It's going to honestly rob people blind in all aspects. It truly is. No one's going to be able to live off of those wages. No one's going to want to change to make things worse for themselves for a job. So to sum it up, if you vote yes, that will mean that servers are only getting $15 an hour. I assume that if they're thinking we're getting minimum wage of $15, they will tip less or not at all. If they do tip, we are then asked / forced to pool with the entire staff, which we don't pool, period. What you make is what you keep, besides tipping out 20% of your tips to the people that help you out throughout the night. You should keep the majority of the money that you work your ass off to make. And I stand on that, and I stand by that. We would be giving money to the hosts, the kitchen staff, and it would just be an even split. And that's just unfair, and it would literally significantly bankrupt the servers and bartenders because we will not be making nearly as much money. And if you're trying to say, oh, you guys make so much money, blah, blah, blah. And then you have other people that are, sorry, this is my ADHD going off on a tangent here, but you have some people that say this isn't a real job, get a real job, it's so easy, all this stuff, right? But then you have people that are thinking that we make all of this money and it's like under the table money or something. It's not. It's not. And we're also getting taxed the shit out of all of it. All of it. We pay so much in taxes you don't even understand. And also we pay our own health care. Nobody pays that for us. So like, if I die, I die. No one cares. No one pays my health insurance. No one gives me paid time off. I can't call in sick and then still expect to have a job. That's not how this works. And that's fine because we are so fine with that because we've accepted that and we know how this job is. It's tough because it's really hard to explain this industry to people and like the way it works to people that don't understand it or have never done it. I know it's difficult, but I'm asking you to trust me when I say that this is not going to help anyone. It's going to hurt everyone. A lot of businesses are going to shut down and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs or quit because it's just unlivable wages that you're going to inflict on these people. And it's truly unfair. And I don't understand why someone would even target this industry or what they're even trying to accomplish, because they're trying to mask it to make it look like you're helping the servers. But in reality, you're screwing over the restaurant owners and the entire restaurant staff from top to bottom. And that's truly my perspective on this. If you disagree, if you would like to try to prove me wrong, I ask you to do that. But I'm telling you, 16 years in this industry hasn't served me wrong yet. So Please, if it isn't broke, do not fix it. Do not touch it. Do not tell us how to make our money. Please. We don't have any of the benefits at all that other people do. It's honestly a risky job. We go in there and people aren't required. It's not mandatory. We don't add gratuity. It's honestly, if you do a good job, you get rewarded for it. And that's just how we make our living. And for you to take that away, it's just awful. How about eliminate all of the places that you're trying to add tips to? The tip culture has now ruined how we make a living, and it's really pathetic. How about stop putting the tip things on every other place you go to where people are getting paid to work minimum wage and do work 40 or more hours scheduled a week? Get rid of that, because everyone doing that is the reason probably why this was added, actually, now that I think about it. Please educate yourselves further on this matter, but I am begging you, please, for my sake and thousands of other people in Massachusetts that rely on this income to feed their families, to pay their bills, to live their lives the way that they've been living for years, to just please keep things the same in Massachusetts, and please vote no on question 5. Again, I don't like talking politics, so this will be the first and last post about this type of stuff, but I just felt compelled to try to explain where I'm coming from when I'm asking you to vote no on 5. And that is your recap of a shitty fucking bill they're trying to pass. And I also didn't want to bring up COVID because COVID obviously affected a lot of people, but it put me at 30 unemployed. And I wasn't just working in the food industry. I was actually using my degree and working for the sports industry as well. So every single source of income that I had was eliminated. So I had to start from zero after COVID and work my way back. And a lot of people in the food industry had to do the same. Nobody expected to have to lose their jobs and be on unemployment for over a year. So it also just really saddens me that they are now targeting an industry that had shut down for almost a year and tried to rebuild their whole world again. So it really is disappointing to me that they are now trying to again negatively impact this industry, and it's going to seriously hurt a lot of places. We were trying our best to recover and rebuild after COVID and leaving us with no jobs, no money, and completely devastating us. The restaurant industry has not been the same. Yes, there was a boom of people in 2021 for that 6 months when the world reopened again. But since then, it's been in a decline and not a lot of people go out anymore. So I don't know why you want to target a type of industry that is still struggling to this day from the repercussions of COVID that nobody had control over. So please vote no on 5. This is the last I'm going to speak on it, but I really feel like I need to explain this to people that have no idea what they're even voting on. And if they look at it at quick glance, they think that it's helping because it's raising the wage per hour for people in this industry, but it's in reality costing everybody a lot of money.